You're welcome to Maths Made Simple 247. Here is a class on probability. I'd like you to truly pay attention to this. These are slides that will help you understand the concept of probability. Now, one thing you must understand is that probability is a numerical measure of the likelihood of occurrence, and the probability of events usually lie between 0 and 1. Okay, if you take your time and look at these slides that is prepared here, it will really guide you in understanding the concept of probability. I like you to pause where you need to pause and look at this. Though I have also added here a real life example, so you see me solving a problem here. This lesson is actually meant for students who are undergoing the SSC exam or JAM exam, and also students of mathematics too. This is clearly a math topic that will help students. So, like I said, the slide is prepared so that you take your time. You could pause and read some of this information yourself in order to get the concept of probability, which I'm trying to explain here clearly. They are in two parts, and this is the first part. So you read and go through the example and look at it carefully, because picture, they say, tells 1,000 story. And here I am telling you a story on how to understand the concept of probability. Okay, now these are all examples that you could read and look at the picture and see how the solution is presented, so that you can always fall back and try as much as possible to get the concept clearly. I have started with this very basic one, believing that any teacher of mathematics could even use this, you understand, to help explain the concept of probability. And students too that want to understand the concept of probability can actually use this by reading this, looking at the diagram that provides solutions to it. Okay, here is a sample space of throwing a pair of dice, that is two dice. Okay, the two dice is, one is red, the other is green, and on their faces you can see their outcome: 1 and 1, 2 and 1, 3 and 1, 4 and 1, 5 and 1, 6 and 1. As the case may be, you can see all these as is stated here. Though I'm going to put on paper again to help you clearly see some of the sample space which you need to deal with. As you can see, on the red die and on the green dice, these are various outcomes. Okay, this is the same example here stated here. The slide is stated here, where you can see the various outcome when a pair of die is tossed. These are the various outcome, and the total outcome here is equal to 36. As you can see, these are all possibilities when dice are tossed. I have come with a question here. All right, two dice is tossed once, and you're asked to obtain the probability of a sum of 10 and a sum greater than 10. Okay, what is the probability of obtaining a sum of 10 and b, a sum greater than 10? Now, looking at this, looking at the sample space, what is the probability that on the faces of the two die that you have tossed, okay, when you sum it together you get 10. When you sum it together you get 10. Now, let's check this out now. The probability, let's call that event x. The probability that x is equal to 10, that's the event that 10 will be the sum of what is appearing on the face of the two dice. Okay, now you look at that, in all the sample space you're seeing, you see 4 and 6, 4 plus 6, 5 plus 5, and of course 4 plus 6. You see, I've actually, marked this out, and there's no other place where you get a sum that is equal to 10. So that is what, 3, it's appearing 3 out of 36 outcome. That is, the probability of obtaining a sum of 10 is 3 all over 36, which will eventually give you 1 all over 12. Now let's look at the B part. The B part says, what is the event, the sum greater than 10? Let us also consider that and say, okay, we're looking at event x, and event x is a sum that is greater than 10. So that is equal to how many? 5, 6, 5, 5, 6, and 6, 6. This is just 3 out of the 36 outcomes. So the probability of obtaining sum that is greater than 10 is 3 over 36, and that eventually will leave us with 1 over 12 as our final answer. 1 over 12 as our final answer. Please, you can share this with your friends. Let's go on. Now, we can look at other events too. The event that the 2 dice will add up to 6, the 2 dice will add up to 3, a red die shows 1. You can go back, look at this. It's something is fun. Maths is fun. You can actually play with these answers and relate it to the concept of probability, as the case may be. All right, and you can see the answers here. So these are things that you can pause on what I'm saying, go back, look at it, come back again and learn. This class is actually meant for you. Now let's consider another example. I have 40 candies, 26 are red, 4 are blue, 10 are yellow. Okay, now the next slide that will come on screen is for you to look at the various questions here and relate it to this very slide here, okay, and see how it helps you. This class is meant for teachers of mathematics to help students understand mathematics. The problem is not the student in mathematics. The problem is not you. You are not the problem. The problem most times is with the teacher, how this concept is presented. Okay, now let's look at the questions and answer. What is the probability of getting a red candy? The probability of getting a red candy, as you can see, that red, actually a red candy is 13. There are 13 candies, so the probability is 13 over 40, which will leave you with 13 over 20. All right, I mean 26 candy, sorry, I said 26 candy. All right, which will leave you with 13 over 20. Okay, the probability of obtaining a yellow candy is actually 1 over 10. There are 10 candies that are yellow, so the probability of obtaining yellow is what, 10 over 40, leaving you with 1 over 4 or 0.25 as the case may be. Do share this please with other teachers of mathematics and also your students. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you, I appreciate it. Thank you very much.